Also going to give you an update on the situation regarding West Virginia football players, former West Virginia football players, and some of their complaints, I guess, about the university, the football program, and giving them access to it. I did a video on that I uploaded yesterday. There's been an update come out today that I'm going to provide for you. Since 1931, the attorneys at Katz, Cantor, Stone Street, and Buckner have been the voice for victims who have suffered serious injury or death. They have a fierce passion for truth and justice and a sincere compassion for those who have been wronged by others. Whether you have been in a car accident or fighting with an insurance company, or you or a loved one has suffered serious injury or death due to medical negligence, we will ensure your voice is heard loud and clear. Katz, Cantor, Stone Street, and Buckner will ensure there is justice for all West Virginians because we are your lawyer, your voice. Visit us at yourlawyeryourvoice.com. Let me provide you with an update here about the situation at West Virginia. If you guys remember, I did a show yesterday. It was published yesterday about some West Virginia players, former West Virginia players, coming out on social media and complaining that they were not getting free access to West Virginia football games anymore, and that they were being required to make a donation to the program through the Mountaineer Athletic Club. Well, an article has been written about this today. Apparently, there's been an update, and I'm going to read you this article because I want to make sure that we get the story straight here. Because I said in my video, I want to hear both sides of the story. Well, here's the schools or the Mountaineer Athletic Club side of the story. Over the past couple of days, concern was raised online over an apparent change in policy concerning ticket access for former WVU football players to Mountaineer home games. Some WVU football alums, in receipt of a letter outlining the current policy, a change in registration procedures, and a method of addressing any situations where the demand for complimentary tickets would be greater than those available, were understandably confused by the missive, which seemed to indicate that Mountaineer Athletic Club donations and priority giving levels would be the method by which tickets for former players would be allocated this year. The letter said in part that, quote, priority will be determined first by your Mountaineer Athletic Club donor level, and then your rank within your donor level by priority points, end quote. That seemed to indicate that more and higher donations would be required of former football players to receive complimentary tickets. According to Senior Associate AD and Mountaineer Athletic Club Executive Director John Patterson, however, donor levels to the MAC for these tickets will only apply if the demand for the complimentary tickets for varsity club members outstrips supply, which has never happened. Now, the varsity club is a group for former Mountaineer players. They join this club. I think it only costs $50 a year to join, and with that, they get complimentary tickets. Pretty good deal if you ask me, but let's keep going. It says, we have never had a situation where we have denied any former players who requested tickets or access via the varsity club, said Patterson. Last year for the Pitt game, there was a heavier demand, and we made more tickets available for WV varsity club members. We are doing the same for the Penn State game this year. The WVU Varsity Club is the venue by which former WVU athletes keep ties to the school. Membership is only open to that group and has a $50 yearly fee. That fee remains the same for 2024 as it was in previous years and also makes them members of the MAC. So there are no additional hurdles which former football players must clear to be eligible for tickets. There are, according to Patterson, a couple of procedural changes to the request process for tickets this year aimed at making it easier to manage. But anyway, I don't think I need to read the whole article. I'll leave a link to it in the description when we're done here. I do want to read this part. It says, multiple former players were contacted for comment on the letter and their interpretation of it, but none were ready to go on the record, with some awaiting more clarification from the MAC. Patterson noted that he is aware of the concerns which the letter raised and said that a clarification communication to varsity club members is in the works. He also emphasized that the MAC and the varsity club does not view this ticket program as a fundraising venture and that maintaining connection with the former athletes remains the top priority. He says, we are in their corner and we are committed to engagement with our former student athletes, Patterson said. We made the online change to make it easier and more equitable for everyone to request their tickets. The players' membership cost is not increasing and no additional MAC donations will be required. And it goes on to talk about how there's now a vacancy at the top of the varsity club. They're trying to hire a new director. They haven't done that yet, so that might have caused some problems as well. But anyway, so it sounds to me like this is a complete misunderstanding. Players will still get free tickets to complimentary tickets to games if they are a member of the varsity club. But apparently, when they have games where the ticket is in higher demand, tickets are in higher demand than what they may have allocated, they have to determine who gets those tickets. So they're going to look at players who made donations and how much they donated in order to give them those tickets. Decide who gets tickets above and beyond what's already been allocated. That's the way I interpret it. I could be completely wrong in that. If I am, someone let me know in the comments. But it seems to me like if you're a member of the varsity club, you're still going to get your complimentary tickets up to a certain amount, obviously. They don't have thousands of tickets just lying around, right? I think 100 is the most I think 100 is typically how many they have, and they normally don't even get that many requests unless it's a big game like Pitt or Penn State. So I understand they have to have a procedure in place to manage who gets those tickets once they go above and beyond their allotment or their allocation. They're making more tickets available for players, but they have to have a way to decide who gets them. And to me, that's a fair way to do it. Maybe I'm missing something, but it appears that whole thing, which was started, first player I saw put something out was Tim Lindsay, a former long snapper. Other players like Darius Raynaud, Brian Joswiak, and others chimed in. But it looks like it was all a big misunderstanding. The school, the varsity club, that Mountaineer Athletic Club, has now spoken out, given their side of what's actually going on. So that makes me happy. I'm glad to see that it may have been a misunderstanding. I hope the players will now come out and say, hey, this was a misunderstanding. We're all good, because, that was a bad PR move. I even had someone criticize me for doing the video I did, because of the potential blowback it could cause. But hey, it's my job to kind of come on here and report to you guys what I read and hear and what I think. That's what you guys want, right? That's what I'm here for. But anyway, and I didn't bash anybody. I just brought to you the story. But anyway, that being said, it was a bad PR deal for the school, for the football program, to make it appear that former players and the school were not seeing eye to eye. And there are still going to be former players who are disgruntled. I get it. Darius Raynaud said he hasn't stepped foot in West Virginia since 2018. But what Darius needs to understand, 2018, we had a different coach, a different athletic director. It's not the same people in charge now. I'm sure if he wanted to, they would allow him back. They would probably love to have him back. Coach Brown and Rimbacker have both embraced former players. I don't see that changing anytime soon. So it appears it was all a big misunderstanding, and I'm glad to see that. It makes me happy as a Mountaineer fan.